Hello, you got Mr.
and Mrs.
Smith, the debt-free couple. And look, in this video, we want to go over what we call the banker's secret, also known as the rule of 72. And I know you're probably thinking, like, why would the banks keep a secret from us? Well, in our actuality, what you got to understand is the less you know, the more money somebody else makes off of you. We live in a capitalistic society, and in this capitalistic society, people make money off of your lack of knowledge. So we're going to tell you how the banks are making money off of our lack of knowledge using the rule of 72.
Yes, I'm sure you've heard people say that it's not a good idea to put all of your money in the bank. Let us show you why you want to invest, and let us show you the banker's secret. All right, let's go.
Let's go. See, as you can see, it says the banker's secret. Use the rule of 72. And basically the rule of 72 means that if you take 72 and you divide it by an interest rate, it equals your money double. I'm gonna say that again. If you use the rule of 72 and you divide that 72 by the interest rate, it equals your money double. Now, we'll explain what that means, giving you 3 different scenarios, and you let me know which scenario you want to be in. Starting with the first scenario.
All right, so the first scenario, you guys, is 4%. So keep in mind what you're doing is you're taking a 72 and you're dividing it by the interest rate. So you're dividing it by 4. That gives you 18. So what that means is every 18 years, your money is going to double, okay? So at the age of 29, let's say that you start with a $10,000 investment. Your money is doubling every 18 years. So by the time you reach the age of 47, that's going to give you $20,000. And then by the age of 65, okay, 18 years later, that gives you $40,000. Now I want you to think about it. Retirement age right now is 65. Do you think $40,000 is enough? Now, some of you guys are only making $40,000 a year right now. So I want you to think about it. Is $40,000 enough at the age of 65? If $40,000 is your yearly salary, then it looks like you'll only be retired for 1 year, okay? So keep that in mind.
I love it. I love it. The second scenario deals with a higher interest rate. Now, the 4% is kind of a representation of what you might get at the banks. And of course, they're not giving that at the banks. But we just wanted to kind of make it, fair, paint a picture. However, in this scenario, we're going to talk about 8%. 8% isn't hard to get. We'll tell you that we have personally experienced double-digit rates of return, so 8% is not that hard to get. But a person who gets 8% interest rate on their money when they invest it in the right places outside of the bank, their money is going to double every 12 years. So it's better than that 18 years, but is not as good as it could be. So every 12 years, their money doubles. So let's say that same individual, a different individual that's 29, takes $10,000 and invests it one time at a rate of 8%. In 12 years, they'll be 41. By the age of 41, they'll have $20,000 in their investment account off of that one $10,000 investment. In 12 more years, they'll be 53. At the age of 53, as you can see, their money doubled. And now they have $40,000 in their investment account. Then let's add 12 more years to the puzzle. And at the age of 65, you guessed it, they will have $80,000 in their investment account. Now, this is what you have to understand. Just like she stated before, will $80,000 be enough in order to sustain you during your retirement years? Will that be enough? If you're making $40,000, or even if you're making $80,000, will you be able to live for the rest of your life off of the $80,000? And the answer is absolutely not. Not if you have the same lifestyle, not if you have the same expenses, not if you're still doing the same thing, or if you plan to do more things. So you got to keep that in mind. So that's the second perspective, or the second scenario. Let's talk about the third scenario. And in this scenario, the person has an interest rate of 12%. Now, that's not too hard to come by, as I stated. We get double-digit rates of return. Many people are getting more than 12%. So we're actually being modest. And in this scenario, their money doubles every 6 years. Talk to them, Queen.
Yes, so every 6 years, you guys. Think about it. Higher interest rate, and it's doubling in less years. Let's start again. At the age of 29 years old, you have a $10,000 initial investment. By the age of 35, you're at $20,000. By the age of 41, okay, 6 years later, you're at $40,000. By the age of 47, $80,000. So see, you've already surpassed the 4% and the 8% examples that we showed you earlier. Let's keep going. At the age of 53, you have $160,000. Okay? At the age of 53, and you haven't even retired yet. 6 more years. At the age of 59, you have $320,000. And then by the age of 65, you guessed it, that doubled. So you have $640,000 that's actually working for you. Now that's a hefty retirement, right? That's a very hefty retirement. So you want to make sure that this is your goal, you guys. We are all about retiring and not going out and getting another job. See, in the first 2 examples, you're going to retire at the age of 65, and by the age 66 or 67, you're going to be right back out into the workforce trying to find another job. You guys, that's not life. Life was not designed for you to work until you die, and people are literally working until they die. So let's be smarter with your money.
And this is what you got to understand. This is off of a one-time investment of $10,000. So only imagine if you invested more. Only imagine if it was $20,000 invested initially, or $10,000, and then every month you're putting aside $100. How that money can double and how a person can be a millionaire. But I got to take it back because I want to read the summary, and it took me out of the summary, but I got to make sure you get this. In summary, leaving your money in the bank is a $600,000 decision. I'm going to say a $600,000 mistake. By loaning your money 10 times to the bank earns an extra $600,000 more by using this rule of 72. An extra $600,000. I know it says an extra $60,000. That was a typo, but an extra $600,000 more than the individual who's leaving their money in the bank, only getting 4% or less. So when you leave your money in the hands of someone else without you having to understand it, I know you may not think it costs you at the time because you don't feel it, you don't see it. But when you understand this rule, when you understand the bank of secret, when you understand that we live in a capitalistic society, then you understand that it's a cost associated with you giving your money to the bank or putting your money in the hands of someone who does not understand money. So I hope this makes sense. I hope you decide that you want to strive for 12% interest rate. We teach people how to better their finances, build wealth, so they can invest wholesale versus retail, meaning that they can get those type of returns that the banks are getting, which is the 12%. They can get those types of returns using the information and the knowledge and the strategies and the ideology that we teach every day to people all across the nation. You got anything you want to add, Queen?
Nothing at all. That's all I got.
That's all we got. So understand the rule of 72 in the Bank of Secret and how you can make it apply to you so you can have a hefty retirement and not just retire $40,000 or $80,000 and realize you have to go back into the workforce. That's all we got. Mr. and Mrs. Smith,
signing out.
Out.